Hello friends, today we'll look into another interesting item from Effective Java. This is regarding making defensive copies when needed. So when we write methods, especially in API classes, we have the constructors and normal methods. And the clients, the consumers of those methods, so they pass in the arguments. So when they pass in the arguments to populate the data structure within our API class, so we need to be careful that we should not give away the control of modifying those data structures to the outside world. The only job of the consumer of the class is to provide the data, input data for the class. So job is done when you are given the input data. So rest is with the API class. Then if at all the consumer of the API changes those arguments state, that should not affect your API class. So basically you should retain the invariance of the class. So Josh mentions about this word invariance. We should be clear about this word. So what do we mean by invariance of a class? So let's take an example. I am taking directly the example which is given in the book. Uh, so here we have a period class and it has two fields, start and end. It's a very simple class where a period has a start time and a end time, and it is assumed that start time should be before end time. So here what is the invariance of this class period? So invariance of this class is, it is expected that the start time should be always before end time. If at all the start time is after end, that means we have broken the invariance of this class. So then whatever the computations it does, they may get wrong results. So we have to ensure as a API developers, we should retain the invariance of a class. How we can retain the invariance? That is the main focus of this item. So let's take this example of this class period, and in this constructor we are passing two arguments, start and end. So the consumer of the API will pass in the two arguments. That's fine so far, and we are having a copy of those. Basically, we are copying the references to those objects into our fields. So if you observe it closely, we are actually designing this class to be immutable class. The main purpose of this class is to have an immutable period class, so that once it is created, the consumer of the API should not be able to modify its state. But is it really immutable? It looks like immutable, but if you see the date class, it has some mutating methods. For example, let's say here I have start and end date instances and I have created an instance of period. So ideally period should be immutable, but if you see here, if I say, so in this case it is basically changing the invariance of this period class. So it is basically changing the value of this end. So what we were expecting is the period class, once it is created, it should not be modified, but due to the date class having a mutating methods, we are able to change its state. So what is the solution for this? So one way is to copy the arguments. So before assigning these values to the fields, we need to make a copy of these arguments. So how we copy? We can say this dot start, and we create a new date. So we create both start and end. See, I have created two new copies of start and end. So this ensures that even if user changes the state of this date, this will not change the invariance of this class period. So we are making a copy of the arguments. So also notice that I am making the copy first and then checking for the validity, basically the invariance of these arguments. Why is it so? Can I swap these two? The first is the check and then I will make a copy. We can do that, but there is some security concern here. So in security world, this is termed as time of check and time of use attack. That means if I have this as a first part, let's say this check passes, and before assigning these values, I change the values of these variables, right? The internal state I will change. So what I was expecting was some other previous value, but I will get the changed values. So basically it will break the invariance. So it is important to copy first, to have the copies, then we will do the checks on those arguments. Copying the arguments is called defensive copying. So another way of attack on the invariance of this class will be like this. So this is accessor method which is returning me the end, and same thing I can do it here also. I can change the state, so it is directly sending me the instance. So how we can avoid this? So one of the way is I can return the copy. So this will ensure that even if the consumer of the API changes the state of the date class, either it is start or end, it will not change the invariance of the period class. That why I should do this creating a new copy? Can't I use the date dot clone? Right? We have the clone method. Can't I use this? We can use this unless the class is final class. If the class is not final, let's say here in this case date class, it is not final. That means it is subclassable. So if the class is subclassed, so user of the API can have a subclass of this date class, and he can have his own clone method, and which can do some malicious things, and basically you will be using that clone method which is subclass. In those cases it may cause issues. So it is advised to always try to use either static factory methods or this way of constructors to have the copies. Clone you can use only when you are sure that it is not subclassed and it is final class basically. Defensive copying and retaining the invariance of a class is not just limited to the immutable classes. So either it is immutable or mutable. Whenever we are accepting some arguments from the outside world, we should put a thought here whether this argument is mutable. If it is mutated, if it is changed, whether it is going to affect the invariance of my class. If it is going to affect, then definitely we should think about having a defensive copying. Let's say for example, you have a hash map or a hash set. So in the map or set, if you are copying some objects as a key, and after having copied and created a data structure within your class, Then if somebody else changes those, the consumer of the API changes those keys externally, they will definitely affect your invariance of the class. In those cases, it is always advised before copying anything to any collections, make a defensive copy. Arrays are inherently mutable. When you are returning any arrays from the accessor methods, always return the copy of an array. So it is advised that we should think about the defensive copies. In some cases where you are sure that the scope of the class is limited to your package, in those cases you can avoid this by replacing that with a proper documentation of saying that these arguments contribute to the invariance of the class and the consumer of the API should not be changing the state of these arguments. To summarize, whenever you are passing in arguments, whenever you are expecting some arguments in your constructor or you are returning some values from the accessor methods, you should think of invariance of your class. If you think that these arguments can affect your invariance, so these will affect your invariance only when they are mutable classes. If they are mutable, then we should think about having a defensive copies. So to have the defensive copies, there are different ways. Either you can use the static factory methods or you can use the constructors like this. And when you are returning the instances, returning your state from the accessor methods, in those cases also you should think whether if I return the direct reference to the instance, whether if the consumer of the API changes the value of that instance, whether it will affect the invariance. If yes, then we should return the copy of the instance. Hope that's useful and see you in the next item.